About 3 years ago, I first got interested in Zambian football in a big way. In the course of the investigations, I discovered that Zambia was one of 8 countries in Africa where football played a very big role in the subsequent independence of the country. One man in particular played in a match which is the most important match in Zambia's history, and also he scored the most important goal. That man's name is John Mulenga, but he is better known as Ginger Pensulo. He played for Rowan United throughout his career. Earlier, he played for a team which subsequently joined Rowan Calais Antelopes and Rowan Mine Team. He played for the Mine Team, and they joined to form first United Rowan and then Rowan United in 1961. That unification of the team was groundbreaking because it was the first time seriously that football teams on a high level in Zambia had united in spite of the race laws. They joined to form the first interracial team, and they challenged a white team called Mufulira United to a match. That match was played in April 1961. Pensulo scored the only goal of the match, and it was different from all the other games where interracial football had been played, which had happened before and since. But each time it happened before, they didn't lead on to more matches and organisation. This time it did. Football was ready to make its big contribution in Northern Rhodesia, as it then was. There were matches in Luanshya, there were matches in Mufulira, in Kitwe, in Chingola, in Lusaka, and also in Livingstone. This meant that the footballers were taking on the government in terms of they were saying, we're going to play even though it is unlawful for us to play. What are you going to do about it? In the end, the government didn't do anything. It allowed them to play football because they thought the bigger threat was if these people weren't allowed to play football and they weren't allowed to watch football, they would be on the streets demonstrating. What subsequently happened is that football showed that they were able to play and there weren't going to be any arrests, and that they were able to push the boundaries as far as they could. This led to the foundation in February 1962 of the National Football League. And that was the first interracial league. Every team had to be interracial, which means every single match from March 1962 until independence in October 1964 was illegal. The end result of this is that football had pushed the boundaries, but the government hadn't seen what was going on. What was going on was whites and blacks were showing they could cooperate together, they could play together. Everything they had heard about the races cannot mix and cannot work together, they proved it false. And people saw it being proved false. They saw them organising, they saw them managing, they saw them coaching, they saw them training together, they saw them playing together. In the end, they were able to see that football was able to unite the races and play, and they were able to show that football was able to organise. This lesson was passed on to ordinary people, and they saw that if football could do it, so could other things do it. That they could organise, and it basically contributed to the struggle for independence. It's not that football liberated Zambia, it didn't, but it played an important part in the liberation struggle. And one man symbolises this struggle more than most because he scored the iconic goal. That is Ginger Pensulo. He is now 85 years old. He's frail, he needs help, and he's living in Luanshya. And we organised, because we knew about his story, for a presentation to be made of a jersey which we had got Nathan Sinkala, the marquee signing of Stellenbosch FC, to sign, and it was presented to him. I was there as well, and it was presented to him by Joseph Maplanga and Willie Chafita, who went specially to honour Ginger Pensulo on the contribution that he has made. There are other liberation footballers, all of whom need to be supported in the evening of their lives. They've made a great contribution to football and to their countries. It's time this contribution was acknowledged and respected as they deserve.